Are you struggling to find a winning product for your dropshipping business? If you are, then you're in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to walk you through my exact product research strategy that I've used to find multiple 5- and 6-figure winning products. This strategy is one of the reasons why Oberlo wanted to interview me and why I was invited to be a guest speaker at the Shopify Annual Corporate Summit in Berlin back in February this year. So if you want to learn how to find your own winning product, then make sure you stick around, because the next 10 minutes could change everything for you. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So when I'm coming to do my product research, there are a number of places that I actually start to look. Now, when it comes to product research, it's in general, you always have to keep your eyes open in terms of things that are being presented to you, whether it's in your own life, on your own social media accounts, whether it's through, looking around your own home, what your friends are talking about. Always keep your eyes and your ears open to potential products that you could be selling. Things that are starting to pop up in the social media world, things that you're seeing on Instagram accounts, things you're seeing influencers that you follow kind of talk about and show. These are always really good indicators of potential products that you could use. But when it comes to actually doing product research on the platforms that are available, there are a few things that you need to kind of, pay attention to when you're going through it. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through the exact kind of methods that I follow as I'm going through it. So then you can make note of them, do it yourself in order to find really successful products. So the obvious place, the first place that I generally come to is AliExpress. I want to make sure that I can actually, find products that I can source, and AliExpress is where I source the products from. So as I'm looking on AliExpress, I'm trying to keep sort of my eye open for things that would be classed as problem solvers. I want to look at things that are eye-catching. I want to look at things that could potentially, solve problems to customers. So what I would start to do is I would start to look through AliExpress, and I would just start to look through the recommendations kind of AliExpress gives me, and anything that kind of catches my eye, what I do is I add them to a validation checklist. So what I will start to do is I will start to add products onto this list. And then once I've added a decent number of products, I'm going to start to score those products. And I'm just going to kind of show you how I'd go about doing that. So let's just have a look at AliExpress. Let's just say I'm looking for a product that I want to kind of build a brand around. Okay, I'm looking for something that is going to be eye-catching, something that solves a problem, things like that. So if I'm just looking through here, I'm just going to pick something that I kind of see straight off the bat. Let's just go with posture corrector. We all know this is a great product. People have been doing this for a long time. It's very saturated, but I'm just going to use it as an example. So let's just say, this posture corrector was the product that I was interested in. I've seen it on AliExpress. I think, oh, this could potentially be something. What I would do is I would add the product, the posture corrector here. So posture corrector. And I would start to score it. So the first question is, does it solve a problem? And posture corrector obviously solves, the posture as being a problem. So, it is a huge kind of problem-solving product, which is one of the reasons why it did so well. Does it have a mass market appeal? Can this be sold to pretty much anybody? Pretty much anybody can make use of this. They could wear this posture corrector. So yes, I'd probably say it's a very kind of popular product that a lot of people can use. Is it easily found, or is it not easily found, as in it's hard to find in places? I would say yes. This is, it's quite difficult to find. It's not something you really just generally pick up from your corner store kind of thing. It's something you would have to purchase online if you wanted to get hold of it. So I would say this is, pretty much it's a hard-ish to find kind of product. So I would say that it's probably a 7 on that score there. In terms of wow factor, is it eye-catching? If someone was scrolling through their feed, would they, with this kind of image or this product, catch somebody's eye? If you're looking at, obviously, with a good kind of video ad, they'd be looking at, trying to show someone correct their posture and kind of stand up a bit straight, as you can see kind of here. If you had this on a video, this would kind of catch people's eyes. So I would be scoring this relatively high, probably a 7 or an 8 in terms of wow factor. It doesn't look too appealing in terms of, it's not really like very nice to look at as such, but it is kind of eye-catching in terms of the solution that it presents, sort of thing. So it does have a bit of a wow factor. So I'm going to add that in there. And then when it comes to Google Trends, I score it against Google Trends data. So we'll come back to that one in a second. And then the next one here is it a proven seller? So this is to see whether basically I score it against whether other sellers are, if it's doing well, basically. And as you can see on AliExpress here, there's 9,000 orders on this particular one. If I just scroll down, there's tons of other kind of posture correctors here. You've got 6,000 here, 10,000 here, 2,000 here. We've got almost 2,000 here. So there's a lot of sellers, selling this. It is Posture Corrector is very competitive. It's very saturated at the moment, so I wouldn't advise to go and do this particular product. But I'm just showing you kind of, this shows that there are a lot of sellers, selling this product consistently. So it is a proven seller. So I would say it's a 10. The next one is it brandable? Is this a product that you could put your logo on? Is it a product you could build a brand around and create a long-term kind of sustainable e-commerce brand around? Is this a product that could do that? And in this instance, then yes, it is. You could build a one product farm around this. You could build out a niche store around this, different kind of styles. There's sort of new designs coming out, like this one here, for example, looks a little bit more kind of a bit more premium than the basic kind of strap function that's done so well in the past. These ones are full kind of back pieces. So there's a definite kind of growth potential in a product like this. So, is it brandable? Yeah, I would say it's definitely brandable. So I would score it quite high. And then when it comes to competition, I'm looking to see whether there are many dropshippers selling this product. So there are many other e-commerce companies selling this product. In terms of the kind of Posture Corrector, it's very, very competitive. So for me, competition, there's a lot of competition for this product. If you wanted to sell something like the Posture Corrector, you'd have to have a unique selling point. You're going to have to stand out from the crowd. You're going to have to be something totally different than what other people are doing. If you try and just advertise this and this image, you're not going to do well. But if you try and do something like this with a brand new video, brand new sort of unique selling point, there is a potential it could work, kind of thing. So it's all about looking at the competition as well. We've definitely got a lot of competition with the Posture Corrector. So I'm scoring that quite high. As in it's negative, it's a high competition rating, which is going to make it obviously more difficult. So the final one to kind of look at here is on Google Trends. So basically what I would do, I would go to Google Trends, and in here I would just type in the keyword for this particular product. So in this case, it's a Posture Corrector. I would change my location to worldwide so I can see how it's performing around the world, and I would change my time to the last 5 years just to see kind of the trend of it. And as you can see here, this is like a brilliant kind of trend line. And this is why Posture Corrector has done so well, because it was pretty low. It was pretty kind of not a lot of people were searching for it. Then all of a sudden it just started to take off. Had a little bit of a dip and it's come back up again, had a bit of a dip and it's come back up, and now it looks like it's on the way back down a little bit here with a little mini dip here. So this is still kind of on an upward trend overall. If you could draw an imaginary line against this, it's still kind of showing it's on an upward trend, which is very, a very kind of positive place to be. Now, if you compare that to something, say like a dog bed, for example, you can see that dog beds are actually in a lot higher demand, but more consistently. It's pretty consistent for dog beds. There is a slight increase in there as well, so you can kind of see the comparison between products by comparing them. And if you just do something ridiculous like the fidget spinner, for example, you all remember how big the fidget spinners were. We just compare that, and you can see kind of how massive fidget spinners were in terms of global search trends. And using Google Trends to compare products and to have a look at those trend lines is really important when you're looking for the products, because if you do something, let's just remove this. So if we just compare that to something else, let's just go snow goggles, for example. You'll see here now that the snow goggles is obviously a lot lower than the Posture Corrector. So if we just remove the dog bed out of here, just so I can kind of, compare Posture Corrector and snow goggles together, you can see here that, over the last 5 years, snow goggles actually performed well, but it was very seasonal because obviously snow goggles, you need snow kind of thing. The winter months are obviously something where it really peaks. So that's where you can see kind of this up and down trend. And it's been like that pretty much every single year. And now we're at, December 2020, and it looks like it's on a slight increase again. So there's always kind of like a seasonal demand for snow goggles around the winter months. But during, spring, summer, kind of, beginning of autumn time, you're not going to make many sales from it. And this is why it's really important to kind of compare these trend lines when you're looking at your products, because that's where the demand is. If people aren't searching for it, it doesn't matter how good your website is, how good your ads are, people just don't want the product, so they're not going to buy. Whereas if you try to sell it around here, there's more demand for it, but not as much demand as there is currently for Posture Correctors. And there's, as you can see, there's more demand for Posture Correctors all year round right now than there is for snow goggles, even at their peak. So it's all about comparing, products against, other proven sellers to see kind of how your potential product is performing. If you found anything in this video so far useful, please make sure you do hit that like button as well, because it really does help with the YouTube algorithm. If you have any requests for future videos, then please add them in the comments down below as well, because that really does help me decide kind of what you guys want to see on this channel. And I always just want to give more and more value to you guys. So please make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment down below with what you want to see next, and I'll add that to my list of YouTube videos to do. So going back to the validation, in terms of Google Trends, posture corrector is obviously, performing very well. It's on an upward trend. It's performing well for a number of sellers as well. So I would score this quite high in terms of Google Trends. So I would probably put it around an 8. The only reason I wouldn't, do any higher than that is because it's kind of up and down. Even though it's slightly increasing over time, it's still very up and down. It's not like a consistent kind of growth curve. We're on an up and down sort of trend line. So I would probably put it as an 8. And then what I'd do is I'd give it an overall rating. Obviously, the higher that product is, the better it would become, kind of thing. So if you just do something like the dog bed, for example, solves a problem. I would say it solves a problem roughly. It's a dog bed at the end of the day. It gives the dog somewhere to sleep. Mass market, true mass market. Obviously, dogs are really kind of popular sort of thing. Not easily found. I would say dog beds are pretty easily found in pet stores and pretty much everywhere. So it's quite easy to find. So I'd have that scored quite low. Does it have a wow factor? Some dog beds would. It really depends on kind of the the style of dog bed you're looking at. So let's just say that's a 6 in this instance. We know dog beds are trending. Again, I'll probably put this as a 9. It's a high trend, but it's pretty static. It's not really on a growth curve, but still the trend is very positive. Are there proven sellers? Yes, there are many proven sellers in dog beds. Is it brandable? Yes, again, it's brandable. And is there competition? Yes, there's probably high competition in the dog beds because a lot of people do it. So now the score is obviously a little bit lower because of the different scoring. And I would repeat this process over and over again for a number of different products until I have, all of them scored, the overall ratings in place, and then I would start to look at whatever my top overall ratings are. Now, when it comes to actually finding the products, AliExpress is obviously one place you can look. It's a great place to go to find a bunch of products, but there are other places to look for products as well. You can obviously go to Facebook. A really common kind of strategy is to search for things like free shipping, 50% off, get yours here, available now. And then you click on videos on the left-hand side, and then you can look through the videos that are doing well. Look at videos that have somewhere in the region of like 250,000 to 1 million sort of views. That shows that people are really kind of running traffic to it, and it's not too saturated just yet. Something like this, 400,000 views, you got 283,000 views here, 316,000 views here, 224,000 there you could look at. Even the ones that do have, 1.9 million views or 1.1 million views, you could probably still have a look at it. It's not to say that they're totally saturated, but obviously they've been running ads to running ads to that video for quite a while, kind of thing. So it's just something to consider when you're looking at it. So Facebook is a really good place to kind of look for potential product ideas, and then you have things like Thieve. Thieve.co is a website that you could look at just for inspiration. And this is kind of all product research is. It's all just inspiration. It's about getting ideas of potential products, adding them to your validation list, and then scoring them. This could go on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of products, until you narrow down to the ones that, obviously are scored really well. So Thieve is another, great place to find some kind of unique, kind of more premium looking products. Thieve is a good place. And then finally, obviously you have things like Sell the Trend, where, Sell the Trend pulls through products that are performing well. I mean, generally what I do with this is I sort it by most orders, and I filter products that are under $30 to buy, because I don't want too expensive products when I'm looking at them. And then what else do I do? Found in the last, say, 2 months. So, relatively new kind of products as well. So we look here. We've got this one here. You've got these Christmas lights here. Seems to be performing really well. $6 million has been done on this, and it was found a month ago on Sell the Trend, which is crazy. We've got this kind of waterproof kind of eyebrow tattoo pencil. That's done $1.2 million. So that could potentially be something. And then it's a matter of really just going down kind of this list on Sell the Trend for products that seem to be performing well, that are, doing a decent amount of sales, that seem like they could be potentially something you can build a brand around. It's about looking at these and then adding them to your validation list and then scoring them again. And the benefit of something like Sell the Trend is if you do find something, let's just say, like these lights, we can just click on it and you can see kind of the trend lines. There's been nothing obviously all the way through the year, and it's just shot up massively because obviously Christmas, Christmas lights and things like that. So to find something a bit more kind of generic. So like these eyebrow ones, for example, you can see here how the trend line on Sell the Trend shows this increase. It's the same as kind of Google Trends. It's really showing you kind of the growth of this product, and you can even then go through to AliExpress and find it on AliExpress, so you can see it there. So it's all about kind of looking at these different tools that you've got, analyzing the data, and then kind of validating them on your own checklist to narrow it down. When you're doing this as well, you always want to have in the back of your mind, seasonal products as well. It's all well and good selling like Christmas decorations and Christmas lights and these Christmas stickers here, but as soon as you get to the point where you can't ship and it won't arrive before Christmas, you're kind of screwed. Your business is kind of done, and then obviously from January to say November next year kind of thing, you're gonna not do many sales. But things that are evergreen, things like these eyebrow pencils, you've got this necklace here, makeup sponges. There's a bunch of other products on here that are all year round. These dog harnesses, dog collars, nose trimmers and everything. All these types of products can be sold all year round, and that's something that you kind of want to be looking for. You want to be looking for evergreen products, consistent sellers, simple products that aren't going to break easily is another sort of criteria you want to look at. And this is kind of just what I do. I literally go through AliExpress, I go through Sell the Trend, I go through Facebook, I go through Thieve, I go through my own social media accounts in terms of what am I being advertised with. People are obviously paying for adverts and I'm going to be targeted just as a potential customer. So what ads am I seeing on my own feeds? And it's really about keeping your eyes open to all these different products. And when you see something that's interesting, that intrigues you, add it to your list. Add it to the list, validate it, go off your scores, narrow it down, and then figure out which product you want to start to build your brand around. So there you have it, my entire strategy for researching products. I've used a combination of these methods for a number of years now, and I've had multiple six-figure winning products because of it. Now, does that mean you're going to find a winning product every time though using this strategy? No. At the end of the day, no one has a crystal ball. No one knows 100% if something will work or not. All you can do is use the data that's available and make an informed decision on which product has the most potential moving forwards. You also have to decide what you're in this for. If you want a quick cash grab, then trending products are your best bet. Things like the fidget spinners when that came around. They would have been great for you if you wanted something trending. If you want something a bit more sustainable, then find something that you can sell all year round, something that's evergreen. It's all about being smart with your choices and choosing products based on what you want to do with your business. If you want my help with product research and it's something you really struggle with, then make sure you book a free consultation call with my team so we can discuss what your goals are to see if it makes sense for us to work together. If you're interested in having a chat, then click the link under this video and book a free call today. If you're new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button to learn more about building your own business. And if you found anything useful in this video, then please make sure you hit that like button. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm. But that's all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one.